in thunder, lightning, or in rain. Violent sin. Fair is foul,
Is foul,
and foul is fair.
foul is fair.
Hover through the
Through
fog
the fog,
and filthy air.
filthy air.
Yet a day I have not seen. What are ye?
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. Hail.
Hail.
Stay, you then perfect speakers. Tell me more. By Sinel's death I know I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor?
The earth hath bubbled as the water hath.
And what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed, shall be kings.
You
No, too. Want it not so?
to the self same tune of words. Who's there?
The king hath happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture and the rebels fight, everyone did bear the prices in his kingdom great defense, and poured them down before him. I am sent to give thee for my royal master thanks. And for earnest of greater honor, he bade me from him, call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Last Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Treason confessed and proof have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Chance will have me king. Why chance may claim me without my stead?
New honors upon him, like our strange new garments, cleave not to the mold, but to the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and hour runs through their office day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favour. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered with every day, turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king.
Is the execution done on Cawdor? No, it's fine. The mind's destruction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthy his cousin. Sin of my ingratitude even now is heavy on me. Just I would less deserve a portion, but the thanks and payments might have been mine. Yeah, I have to say more as I do than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing pays itself. Safe toward your love and honour.
Welcome hither. I have plant to thee and will labor to make thee full of growing. That hast no less deserved, nor must be no less to have done so. Let me unfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest know, will establish our place upon the eldest Malcolm. We name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down or overleap. For in my way it lies.
True worthy Banquo is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me, let's answer him, whose care has gone before us with welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
Day of success. And I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I bent and desired to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king who hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred to me to the coming of time with Hail King that shall be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing, by being ignorant of what greatness has promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art in Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. Is it too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way? Then wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither that I may pour my spirits in thy ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him? Who word so would have informed me for preparation?
So please, is it true? Our thing is coming?
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, your spirits, fill me from the crown to the toe top, full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that nothing shall shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by all hail hereafter. Thy letter have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
To marry, as he pleases.
Oh, never will the sun that morrow see.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business.
Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire?
I prithee peace, I dare do all that may become a man, who dares do more is none.
When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man.
If we should fail,
We fail? Screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, his two chamberlains I will with wine so convince that memory, that water of the mind will be but a fume. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lies in death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers who shall bear the guilt of our great quarrel?
Who's there? The king's in bed. He's been an unusual pleasure and sent forth great thanks to your officers.
being unprepared, I will became the servant, thick, which else should free have wrought.
All's well. I dreamt last night of the three witches. To you they have shown some truth.
Think not of them. Go, bid thy mistress that when my drink is ready to strike upon the bell, get thee to bed. Is this a dagger, which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not in yet. I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet in form as palpable as this which I now draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going. Such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes were made of the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still. On thy blade, gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Heed it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
And the surfeited grooms do mark their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them whether they live or die. They have awaked, then 'tis not done. They attempt and not the deed confound us. Hark, I lay the daggers ready. They cannot miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I would have done it. My husband?
Done the deed. Is thou not the noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry.
As one did laugh in his sleep and one cried murder. That they did wake each other, I stood and heard them. But they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
consider it not so deeply. These deeds must not be thought of after these ways, or they will drive us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. To all the house, Macbeth does murder sleep, the innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleep of care, the death of each day's life. Sore labours bathe in balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more. To all the house, Glamis has murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why were they you do and bend your noble strength to think so princically of things? Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. I dare not look on it again.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me where every noise appalls me?
My hands are of your colour, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears of this deed. How easy it is then?
To know my deed were best not know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking, I would thou couldest.
To bed, that you do lie so late. My master stirring. Seems we're knocking as a wicked, and here he comes.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely in him. Now must the hour.
I'll bring you two.
No, this is a joyful trouble to you, and yet it is one I most appreciate.
A labour I delight in. It is the door.
Make so bold to call, it is my limited service.
It's today.
He does. Did a point so?
The night has been unruly. We lay in our chimneys where we blow down, and as they say, lamentings heard of the air-strained screams of death. Some of the earth was furious and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel to follow it.
Oh, horror, horror, horror. Tongue nor heart nor conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confucian now has made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke upon the Lord's anointed temple and stolen the life of the built.
What is it you said? The life?
Do you mean His Majesty?
Approach the chamber and assure your sight to the new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak, see, and then speak yourselves. Awake, awake, ring the alarm bell. Malcolm and Duncan awake. Shake off this daddy sleep, death's kind of fit, and look on death itself.
Had I died an hour before this chanced, I'd have lived a blessed time. For from this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality.
What is that, miss?
You died, and do not know it.
Royal father's murdered.
By whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed as it has been done. Their hands and faces were bulged with blood, so were their daggers, which unwiped and found upon their pillows.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? Oh man, who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart, courage to make one's love known?
Help me hence.
Look to the lady.
Look to the lady.
What must I do? Let me not concert to them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. All to England, this murderous shaft that hath not yet lightened. My safest way is to avoid the aim.
Those the Macbeth had slain. Bjorn, Malcolm the king's son, has stolen away and fled, to put upon them the suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still, thriftless ambition, that will riven up what thy own lives means. The 'tis most likely sovereignty will fall on Macbeth.
Already named, guns to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
It's Cumkill, sacred storehouse, his predecessors, and guardian of their bones.
Will you to escort?
Now all to fight.
Well, I must thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. I do. You must start. All the robes easier than I knew.
Thou hast it now, King, Cawdor, Glamis, all is the weird women promised, and I fear thou play most forely for it. Yet it was said it would not stand in thy prosperity, but that myself would be the root and father of many kings. If there was some truth from them, but hush no more.
Here is our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it would have been a gap in our great feast and all things unbecoming.
Tonight, we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me to which my duties with the most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Bide you this afternoon.
Aye, my good lord.
We desire your good advice in this day's council, which will take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as the will fill up time between now and supper. Go not to my horse the better. I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour twain.
Fail not to the feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear a bloody cousin bestowed in England, not confessing their cruel parricide, feeling their haters with strange invention, which of that tomorrow. And withal we shall have cause of sake craving us jointly. How do you to horse adieu? Till you return at night. Go Sleance with you.
Aye, my good lord, our time does call upon us.
I wish your horse is swift and sure of foot, and I commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society this way to welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper alone. Well then, God be with you. Sir, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are not, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears and bank was sick deep, and in his royalty of nature that which would be feared, the sisters held him prophet like to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown and placed a bed and scepter in my grip. There is none but he I do fear. Now, go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday? Now, have you considered of my speeches? Now that it was times past which held you so down to fortune, which you thought had been an innocent self.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now the point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let us go?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue you go for men. Nay, if you'd have a second of the meal, not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosoms whose execution takes your enemy off.
I am one, my liege.
And I another.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True.
True, my lord.
So is he mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute is being thrust against my nearest of life.
Come, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives.
The spirit shine through you. Within this uttermost, I will advise you where to plant yourselves. It must be done tonight. He and his son and company must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Use all your I'll come to ye.
We are resolved, my
We are
lord.
resolved, my lord.
I call upon you, state. Abide within. Looted Banquo. Thy soul's flight. You'd find heaven. Let's find it out tonight.
Mistrust, since our office and what we have to do to direction just.
Stand with us. The west gate glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the lated traveler apace to gain the timely end. Near approaches the subjects of our watch.
Are within the none of the expectation are in the court.
His horses go about.
A light, a light.
It's rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Oh, treachery, fly, good fleeance, fly, fly, fly. Thou mightst revenge, O slave.
Out the way.
Lost. Best half hour of fare.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
Days, sit down. At first and last, that hearty welcome. Self will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps us state, but in due time we will require her will.
Pronounce it for me, sir. To all our friends, from my heart speaks, they are welcome.
See they encounter thee with our heart's thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit in the midst, be large in mirth. Soon we'll drink a measure the table round. There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Is he dispatched?
His throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats.
Most royal sir, Fleance has escaped.
But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord. Safe in a ditch she bides.
Thanks for that. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer?
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion, weight on appetite and health on both. May it please
May it please your highness, say it.
Here we now our country's honoured oath, with the grace person of our Banquo present, who made of that challenge for unkindness, than pity for mischance.
His absence lays blame upon his promise. Please aid your highness to grace with us our royal company.
The table's full.
Here's our place reserved, sir.
Wed,
Here, my good lord, what is it that moves your highness?
which of ye have done this?
Well, my good lord,
Thou cannot say, did it? Never shake thy gaudy looks at me.
gentlemen rise, his highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus and has been since youth. Are you mad?
I, and a bold one that dare look upon that which might uphold the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the edge-on dagger which you said led to Duncan.
See there, behold, look, oh, how say ye?
What quite unmanned in folly.
I stand here, I saw him.
Fie for shame, my worthy lord. Your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Come love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine, fail full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he would hear, to all in him and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt, and quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy blood is a medalist, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glad with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of time.
What man dare I dare approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros or the hurricane tiger? Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. or be alive again, and dead me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit then, protest me the baby of a girl. Hence horrible shadow, unreal mockery hence. Why? So being gone, I am a man again. Pray you sit still.
You have displaced the mirth and broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Could such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud, without our special wonder? You make me strange even to the disposition that I owe. But now I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby over your cheeks, when mine is blanched with fear.
Speak not, he grows worse and worse, questions enrage him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night and better to his majesty.
A good night.
Safest though that Macbeth denies his person at her great bidding.
Did you send to him, sir?
Hate it by the way, that I will send. There's not to one of them in his house. I keep a servant fed. I will tomorrow to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, but now I am bent to nay.
You lack the season of all nature's sleep.
Come, we'll to sleep. We are yet but young indeed.
Brinded cat has mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Cauldron go. In the poison entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights have 31 sweltered venom sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Flavour of any snake in the cauldron boil. Big eye of newt and toe of frog. Wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting. Lizard's leg and howler's wing. Will charm a powerful trouble. Like a hell broth, boil and bubble.
Double, double,
Toil and trouble.
fire
Fire
burn
burn
and cauldron
cauldron
bubble.
bubble.
Double,
Toil and
toil and
trouble.
trouble. Fire
Fire
burn
burn
and cauldron
cauldron
bubble.
bubble. Good with a baboon's thread, and the charm is firm and good. With the flicking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open, locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
Deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess, even till destruction sicken me, answered me to what I'd ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
Hear from our mouths or from our masters.
Call them.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her ninth pharaoh. Grease that sweat him from the murderer's gibbet. Throw into the flame. Come high or low. Thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me, that unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me enough.
Give thou out, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou didst harp to my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another more potent than the first.
Your ears I'd hear thee. Beep, Macduff, what need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. It be, who can impress the forest bid the tree on figs as the earthbound root? Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on ye. Let me know.
Show.
Show.
and grieve his heart.
Grieve his heart.
Come like
Come
shadows,
like shadows,
so
so
depart.
depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down, the crown sees mine eyeballs, and that hair, that other gold-bound brow is like the first, a third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth, stark eyes. What? Will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet, a seventh. I'll see no more. And yet the eighth appears, bare as a glass which shows me many more. And some I see that twofold balls and treble septus carry. Horrible sight. I see 'tis true. For the blood of Walter Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so.
Gone. Let this pernicious hour stand out accursed in the calendar. Come in, without dare. Saw ye the weird sisters? They came not by ye. Detected be they were on their aid, and damned all those that tossed them. I did hear the galloping of horses. Who was it came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you the word Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England.
Aye, my good lord.
From this moment, the very first things of my heart shall be the first things of my hand. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon fire, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that do trace him in his line.
Macbeth, by many of these trains, has sought to win me into his power, and mighty's wisdom plucks me from credulous haste. But God above thee and me, for even now I put myself to thy direction. What I am is my poorest country to command. Whether indeed we set forth and no sailor with 10,000 warlike men at a point we're setting forth. From with indeed all sailor with already at a point we're setting forth, and while together in the truth of goodness be like our warranted quarrel.
Pretty ones, did you say all? Oh, hell kite all? Oh, my pretty chickens and that dame in one fell swoop. Oh, I could be the woman with my eyes and brag with my tongue, but heavens cut short all intermission. Front to front bring ye this fiend of Scotland, and I myself within the sword's length set him. If he escapes heaven, forgive him too.
Hey, come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is writ for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long, that never finds the day.
When was it she last walked?
Lo you, here she comes, and this upon her very gaze, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by the light?
She has light by her, continually, 'tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but I sense her shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action, to seem thus washing her hands. I've known it to continue in this quarter of an hour.
Hark, she speaks. Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoken what she should not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
What a sigh is there, the heart is sorely charmed.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice, yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their beds. Even so,
Will she go to bed now?
Directly.
Foul whispers are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More need she the divine than the physician. God, God, forgive us all. Look after her. I hope the days are near at hand the chambers will be safe. Here in Bernamur, let every soldier hew him down in bow and bury before him. There shall we shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery errand report of us.
A noise. She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. Poor play that struts and frets is outed upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Gracious my lord, I shall report what I saw, but I know not how to do it.
Well say so.
As I did stand, why upon the hill I looked toward Burnham and marked the wood.
Lawyered and safe.
At wind noises, tyrant's show-like face. If I'll be slain and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. Cannot strike a wretched current so tired to bear their staves. And thou Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge goes again on thee. That thou shouldst be. By this great clatter, when the great note seems bruited, let me find him fortune and more I beg not. Turn, hellhounds, turn.
Of all men else I have avoided thee, but get thee back. My soul is too much charged with the blood of thine order.
I have no hurts. My voice is in my sword, the bloodier villain than terms can give thee out.
I led a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and the angel whom thou still hast served, tell thee Macduff was untimely ripped.
Fight not with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. Have thee as our rare monsters are, painted on a pole and underwrit. Here lies the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground beneath young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would become to Dunsinane, and thou opposed to being no woman born. Yet I will try the last, before I throw my body, my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him that first cries enough.
For so thou art. Behold thee, the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed from thy kingdom's pearl. That speak my salutations in their minds, whose voices I desire, aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland.
Hail, King.
Hail, King of Scotland.